Right, an Orange County man became the oldest American to ever climb Mount Everest in May. 67-year-old Bill Burke made it to the summit. We welcome mountain climber Bill Burke to Real Orange. Glad to have you on, Bill.
Thank you for having me.
All right, do you mind being called the oldest guy to
Don't mind it at all.
Mount Everest?
I don't mind it at all.
How many tries did it take before you
Three.
reached the summit?
I tried it 3 times. In the first year, 2007, I got within 100 or 300 feet of the summit, vertical feet, and had to turn around.
300 feet?
I had to turn around because I just wasn't confident that I had the energy and oxygen to get up and back safely. So this was my 3rd attempt, and I made it this year.
What'd you do differently in preparation?
I worked out about the same. Most of the changes I made this year from 2007 were on the mountain, changes I made on the mountain. I took a rest day at high camp, which I did not do in 2007, so I spent the whole day at Camp 4 at 26,000 feet and rested. And so when I made my summit push the next day, I was feeling strong, and that made a big difference for me.
We've got some video that we want people to see, take a look at. This is, what are we looking at here?
That's me climbing up the KOCE face. That's one of the hardest parts of the climb because that's about a 60 to 70 degree vertical, and as you can see, you move pretty slow, and at this point I'm on oxygen, so I think this video right here is about probably around 25,000 feet, and that's the KOCE, the very famous KOCE face. It's just below Camp 4.
Are you kidding me with this?
This is the scariest part of the climb. These are the ladders that you find in the Khumbu ice fall.
Okay, you gotta...
This is a 360 degree view from the summit of Mount Everest that was shot by one of my teammates 2 days before. He summited in good weather. I ended up going up in a storm, which is actually a cyclone. And so I couldn't shoot video from the summit, but this was video from 2 days before from one of my teammates. And this is another shot on the KOCE face just above Camp 3, making my way up on the fixed lines, trying to get to Camp 4.
Any easier 3rd time around?
It was much easier for me this year. For one thing, I knew the mountain. I'd been there before. I trained really hard before I went to Nepal and climbed Mount Everest. And as I said, I took that rest day at Camp 4. So it was the perfect year for me. It couldn't have been better. I felt strong the entire way up. I never had any doubt that I'd make it, assuming I had good weather.
Right.
When you made it, what was it like to be standing there?
It was a fantastic feeling. But I didn't have much time to savor it or celebrate because, as I mentioned before, we went up in a storm. A cyclone had come up from the Bay of Bengal and slammed into the mountain as we were high up on the southeast ridge, and so we couldn't spend too much time there. It was snowing, blowing really hard, and low visibility, so we didn't have a lot of time to celebrate, but it was a great feeling, a wonderful feeling.
Any qualms about going up in the storm? I mean, was there a chance that you could have had to do this a 4th time?
It was possible. I wasn't really sure until we made the summit. If it got much worse, we might have had to turn around, but fortunately we were able to make it up.
We're looking at some still photos here now of you.
This is another shot of me crossing one of the ladders in the Khumbu ice fall, and that's on the lower part of the mountain. That's a shot of me on the right and my Sherpa Mingma, and that's after we summited on the western Khum just above Camp 2.
Now, there were some deaths also along the way, were there not?
Yes, there were 6 deaths on Mount Everest this year. The first death was unfortunately one of our Sherpas who was caught in an avalanche in the Khumbu ice fall, and very tragic. He was on our team, and we searched for him but never found his body. And then there were several other deaths on both the south and the north side. That's a shot of me on the summit. I take that flag with me to every mountain I've climbed. I've now done the highest mountain in every continent, and that flag's been with me for every trip, and I'm very proud of that.
All right, now that you've conquered Everest, what's left?
Well, I've done the highest mountain on every continent, so I think what I want to do now is some trekking, and one of the things I'm looking into is doing a trek to the poles, the North Pole and the South Pole, and if you do that, plus climb the highest mountain on every continent, it's called the Grand Slam. So I'm thinking about doing the Grand Slam.
Oh, good luck. We'll have you back. Thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right.
Woo, amazing.
Yeah.